Well, hello there. We are in Brisbane and it is Friday afternoon and we are on the doorstep of a massive cyclone coming towards Brisbane. First time in 50-something years, so it's pretty full on here at the moment. Everyone is at home, like it's super quiet here. There's actually barely any wind where we are right now, but we're actually probably about 30 kilometres in from the coast. So we won't get it for a little while, probably later on tonight. But it's a Category 2, should be interesting. Haven't been in a cyclone in Brisbane before. I have when I was in North Queensland. But it's really interesting to think about cyclones and how they relate to branding. When you think about branding and brand positioning and getting your message out there as a business owner or as a leader, a lot of the time you're trying to get cut through. You're trying to push through all the noise, and there is so much noise going on at the moment, so much information out there in Brisbane land and southeast Queensland land around the cyclones and the cyclone and lots of misinformation as well. And so I want you to think about it in terms of how it can relate really quite interestingly to brand positioning. They say that these days you need 30 plus connection points with a potential customer before they will buy from you. And if you look at the cyclone information that's been coming out from meteorology and the government, council, all of the different places, there have had to be multiple touch points from multiple different people, multiple sources in order for the message to get through. And even now, some people are kind of second guessing whether is it really even going to turn up? Is it even going to come? Is it even going to happen? And your business is the same. If you're not positioning yourself with strong messaging, creative messaging that gets the cut through, then you're really going to be competing against this huge noise that happens out there. And the cyclones are a really good example of actually holding your ground and holding presence really beautifully, and taking up space. And that's what I would want you to do in your business is how can you take up more space just like a cyclone does? How can you position yourself in a way so that you set the tone, not anybody else, you set the tone. And in order to do that, you really have to get super clear about your messaging and get creative about it. And I just wanted to share this before I pretty much go offline. We're probably going to be offline for a good week, I would say, if things go the way that they're talking. And so I thought I would share with you the 3 things that you could be doing to work with me at the moment. And the first one is a kind of fun one, actually. Well, they're all fun, but this is an easy one. And it's the magic brush activation. I came up with this just last week, actually, in the lead up to the cyclone. It kept on nudging me as something that wanted to be birthed, I guess you could say. And so I literally recorded it in the last week. And so it's up there that you can purchase that, and it's $27. It's a no-brainer. It comes with a journal and everything for you to be able to reflect on. It's actually the perfect kind of thing for you to have throughout this cyclone, so you can actually listen to it in your ears and actually just decompress a little bit and actually redirect your any kind of panic, any kind of anxiety you might be having about the cyclone. You could redirect into this. And the journal is really good because you can write down some notes and some prompts about, what you could learn from what that activation would actually be teaching you about yourself and about your business. So that's a really good one for you to be able to connect with. And then the other 2, so one is the brand strategy served bold sessions. They are $650, and I'll include a link in the comments here. And so that is a strategy session all around brand coaching and brand positioning, helping you with your messaging, helping you with any kind of funnels, your offers, working out how we can sync everything together and make it work so it has this real presence about it, just like our Cyclone does. And the other one you can do for $650 is a headshot refresh. You book it in, you could book a date right now. We might be able to move it if we need to, if anything happens with cyclones. But for the most part, you can book that in now. And you can get 2 headshots with that and studio session where I guide you through the entire process. You don't need to know anything. You don't need to have any answers at this point. Well, you don't need to have any answers for all 3 of these kind of scenarios, whether it's the headshot session, whether it is the strategy session with me, or if you want to download the $27 activation. So it's a guided meditation. I've had a couple of people listen to it now and they just loved it and blown away. And I've had a couple of people actually listen to it twice now. And it's really brought up some interesting ideas for them and some interesting feedback coming back to them. So yeah, that's the 3 ways you can engage with me. There's many ways, but those are some 3 key ways that you could be working with me right now. Okay, so that's it from me. I'm going to go and get myself ready for an evening of cyclonic weather, literally. And I just want to say to anybody who is in southeast Queensland or northern New South Wales, my heart goes out to you. We're experiencing exactly what a cyclone is typically like, even though it's not a typical cyclone, the one that's here at the moment. But it's exactly what's usually the case, blue skies and then all of a sudden wild weather. So, the reality is it's out of your control and you just have to sit back and let it wash all over you. And then come out the other end and get back into life. And that's kind of what the activation visualization is actually about that I've recorded, the magic brush, and it helps really ground that for you. So I'd love to hear, if you do download that, I'd love to hear what your thoughts were on it and what it brought up for you. Stay safe out there, look after yourselves, and I'll see you on the other side.